All right, seventh garden tour of 2024. Again, we're here with the pink lemonade. Not looking great, but we're hopeful for next year. We have this dahlia that's sprung back up. Here we have more blueberries. The original one looking really good. The new one, I don't know what happened. It kind of did the same thing the pink lemonade did, just suddenly went brown. So if I could get this variety again, I think this would be the best, because it's just done the best with the least amount of attention or fuss. And then here's the guava, which has grown a ton, almost as much as the Barbados cherry. Look at that. Cherry has really taken off. And then we have the fig, which is still just hanging in there. Like, it doesn't look bad, but I definitely didn't get any figs or anything like that this year. And if we come over into this first bed here with the sweet potatoes are doing well, taking over. I mean, they're all in the back there. And then the sorrel is doing nice. Look at that, sorrel. So that's doing really good too. And we got something digging in the beds. Hopefully they're not digging up any sweet potatoes. And then here in the second bed, we have lots of Gara. Here we go. It's like not Gara. We got white and pink. We have the castor bean plant there, some purple basil, another castor bean, a little shishito pepper right there that is trying to actually produce some peppers. Got some scallion. We got some more scallion. And then here I planted a couple flowers. That's a lace flower, a poppy, another lace flower. I think I had a couple more poppies in here that have now disappeared. All right. Basically, I just needed to get them outside. Yeah, I think there's some remnants of where a poppy was. Something must have come through and started digging. Another castor bean, more Gara. This is a pincushion here, which I'm hoping, like, as we cool down, it will actually bloom more, because I barely got any bloom. I thought it liked more warm weather, but I'm thinking maybe not, more cool weather. This is a purple tomatillo, but it's not really going to do anything because its buddy did not make it. So there's nothing to help it pollinate. Some more Gara. Another pincushion, Spanish lavender. That's a hollyhock back there doing really well. The other one on the other side is also doing, like, it's still alive, but this one is just really thrived. And if we come over here, soon I will be planting my garlic. I need to plant that. I'm just gonna plant some cloves from the garlic I grew last year, and then see, like, if it comes back even better, because it's had like a year to get used to the climate and stuff. But here we have some beautiful zinnias there. We come to this third bed. We have the blue sage, which has done really well. Like I talked about, I could cut this half off basically right here, and then just let that new growth go. But this is all still blooming, so I'm kind of like, why cut it off when it's also still blooming and still doing well? And yeah, so I still like it. And then I think we talked about in the last video, I was trying to basically just throw different seeds on here to kind of make like a green mulch eventually, and just kind of cover the soil. That really didn't work. There's a definite water issue in this bed that I need to figure out. I thought it came with switching out the drip, which I did, but no, this bed is still not getting adequate water, so I gotta figure that out. But in the meantime, we have some sweet potato there. This is a Mexican sunflower. It's a volunteer Mexican sunflower. We have the beans there. It's a red pole bean. And then next to the sign that says red pole bean is actually a cucumber. I had a melon that I was trying here too, and it was eaten. You can see the melon remnants right there. It was eaten both from the front and the back of the melon. Both of them disappeared. So yeah, this bed is a very, very tricky bed. Oh, look, another volunteer Mexican sunflower right there. Very tricky bed to get things to survive, I think, because I haven't figured out why water is such a difficult problem for this bed. Then if we go into bed number 4 over here, the grape is doing well right there. Occasionally I do come and I try and like get this to go back to make sure it climbs instead of coming outward. And then I have the snap peas, which are flowers here. And I keep trying to tie these up or just get them to hold on, and they keep wanting to just grow however they want. So I might just leave that alone. Like that one right there that keeps falling over. I have more zinnias. This is the Scotch bonnet, which is doing fantastic now that we've cooled down a little bit. It was really like always doing great but not producing anything. But now you can see under there we have some peppers. I think I counted about 6 or 7 peppers on this plant right now, but lots and lots of flowers, so hopefully more peppers to come. And then back here we also have some what I think are going to be serranos right there. I didn't really label that plant, and it's basically fallen into the Scotch bonnet plant at this point, but I think it's going to be a serrano. And we have some volunteer kale that came up, and we have the Turkish pepper, which is doing well, and that's intertwined with the red pole bean. You can see that bean right there, and it's climbing up this pole here. And in the back, also in that bed, is the jalapenos. See some jalapenos right back there. So this bed every year basically does the best. This is the best bed. No matter what I plant in it, it's the best. Here we have a huckleberry, and it's basically fallen on a bell pepper. This is bell pepper here. A couple flowers, maybe the start of a pepper right there. They're all just kind of fallen together, growing together. I don't really have any plan for the huckleberry, and I probably should not grow it next year because I didn't really do anything with it. I tried one without just picked it and tried it. It was gross, but I know you're supposed to actually cook it and make jam and stuff with it, but I haven't seen where everything kind of ripens together to where you could just come and pick everything at once. It's like one ripens here or there, mostly green, so I'm not really sure that I know what to do with the huckleberry, so I probably won't grow it again, but I thought it would be fun, so I gave it a shot. And then deep in there is a strawberry hiding, which I'm just surprised I have any strawberries left, so it's great. Usually strawberries do not make it for me, and so far, knock on wood, I have the 3 that I planted are still alive. We have more basil there that's gone to, that's bolted, and it's flowering now. This is another sweet pepper here, more upright, some flowers and some peppers forming. Here we have more zinnias, more things digging in the beds. It's the calendula. We have the coulis thyme or Cuban oregano, some fever grass or lemongrass, basil, something that has attacked the Swiss chard in the back, so the Swiss chard does not look very good. This is probably my worst year for Swiss chard. Usually they do so much better. More jalapenos right there. Yeah. And we'll move on over. Tree check. This desert willow is doing okay. It's still alive. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be doing. I don't feel like it's grown as much, and that's kind of what I was expecting it to do, is to grow like a foot or 2 this year. We're coming up on a year since I've planted it, and I feel like it stayed about the same. But I don't know if that's me not watering it appropriately or something like that. So, don't know. The pomegranate is still doing well over there. We'll zoom in a little bit. Have not even been over there since probably about April, May, and it's just doing its own thing. So still doing well. as we come to this next bed, which is basically just raspberries. Raspberries everywhere. I have to figure out how I actually want to control these raspberries, because at one point I was going to have them in the middle, and then I was putting them on the trellis, and now they're on the trellis and in the middle. So like I really have to figure out what I want to do so that this bed can be more than just raspberries. But like you can see, one popped up here. And then I also popped in some blue sage plants that I want to basically use this like a nursery bed, but you can see something was digging, and so the plants are all disturbed. So there, and another one back here. But I essentially want to just kind of grow them on here until I'm ready to put them out in the front garden. We got a strawberry there, another strawberry there. If we come back over here, these are leeks that volunteered, so I left them alone. Whole lot of raspberry, and then you can see some tomatoes kind of hiding in there within the raspberries. Now these are beefsteak tomatoes, so I definitely don't expect anything from them, even though they're flowering, because they just take a really long time to actually produce and ripen and all of that. So I'm not expecting anything from them. On this side we have more tomatoes, and these are cherry tomatoes. So you can see a couple right there. So there's more potential for this one, but the plants are definitely not healthy. And then next we have our papaya, which has grown a ton since I actually planted it. So that one's doing really well. And then more huckleberry here. More basil. More scallion. This is Korean mint. I actually just like pruned it down, pruned off all the old stuff so the new growth could come out. More basil. There's another of the Turkish peppers right there. Some zinnias. And just again that really big papaya. Hopefully it produces. I don't know if it will, but I also just kind of like the look of it. And if we come in here into our last bed, we have the dahlia, which is getting ready to bloom again. It's already bloomed once, so I already had one bloom that I could cut, waiting for the next one to come along. More basil here. That is the lavender martini agastache. And kale. So I planted some kale, thinking like I'm gonna grow some brassicas like maybe 2 weeks ago. And I planted about 6, and this might be the lone survivor of the 6, because again something came in and dug it up, and it was basically like the plant was never there. How it just totally took it out. There is another chive over there. Not another chive, the only chive I have, but that's chives. Here in the middle we have a climbing rose, which this guy I need to get tied up. I want it to go off the sides of this clothes hanger. If we come over here, we have another calendula there. Yeah, there used to be more cabbage here too. Gone. So yep, that one cabbage is the lone survivor. This pepper is a shishito, and it's doing well. We got some peppers there, and it's stretching way over there. The peppers hanging out down there. And another massive huckleberry that again I don't really know what to do with. This one actually has more that are actually ripened. There's some there, but yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm actually supposed to do with the huckleberry. Alright, and that's it for this garden tour, this month's garden tour of 2024. Alright.